My name is Ron Bow, and I'm the son of Guarino and Helen Bow. Guarino was born in the United States but lived a good part of his youth in Italy. My grandmother didn't assimilate very well to American society, so she took my father and went back to Italy to live on the family farm. Came back to America to try to live the American life with my grandfather, who was here working in the mines. She didn't like it here and moved back to Italy, took my father and Don Luigi. Youth of the nation, my father being of the right age at that time, were being conscripted into a Mussolini youth organization, and when he was 10 years old he was in the beginnings of this youth organization. I can't recall the name of it. Dad was a little bit of a rebel, so when he went to this fascist youth group, he told the commanders that he didn't have to do all of this stuff that they're telling him to do because he was an American citizen. Well, you can imagine how that went over. He got punched in the face and beaten pretty badly. So, excuse me. So he went home, told his mother, and not seeing the handwriting on the wall, decided she had to do something to protect her children. So Guarino, being the oldest and having American citizenship, she thought she could send to America to be with his father and be safe, get him away from Mussolini. She was able to get him on a ship at the age of 16, and not in school, working as many young boys did at the time to help the family. And in a year or two he meets my mother. Eventually they get married and my brother is born. And my father enlisted in the 82nd Airborne. So I guess Nona wasn't able to keep him out of the war completely. Wins 4 battle stars, jumps into Normandy. Can anyone imagine being 22 years old, jumping out of an airplane in the middle of the night with everybody trying to kill you? When I think about that, it's just unbelievable. Then he jumps into Holland, gets injured, hits a tree coming down, spends I think 3 or 4 weeks in a hospital, where he makes my mother a little bracelet that I have hanging on the wall. His unit is sent to the Ardennes. The Battle of the Bulge takes place. He's in the Ardennes for rest. They didn't know that Germany was mounting its final attack, and so he survives that, and then he also goes on to fight in Germany. So he wins 4 battle stars for Normandy, Holland, Belgium, and Germany. So the war is over. Well, the European war is over. He hadn't seen his mother and his brothers for 4 years, I guess, 4 or 5 years. So he decided he would like to go to Italy and see them for a while. As you can imagine, my mother wasn't too happy. But he went over because he was there. He was in Europe, just hop, skip, and a jump to get to Pergola to see his mother and his brothers. So he went there, wasn't sure how the village would receive an American soldier who had fought against the Italians. Everybody welcomed him with open arms, and they had a party for him. His mother, of course, was extremely happy to see him and his brothers. So they had a nice visit for about a month. And then Dad got on, I don't know whether it was the 2nd or 3rd wave of ships, I think it was the 2nd, and came home to America. He didn't know where my mother and brother were. He didn't know where they were living. Communications weren't, internet like they are today. So he went to a restaurant, maybe some of the old timers will remember, it was called the Presto. I don't remember. It was before the war or right after the war. And he ran into his cousin Julie, who was in the restaurant, and she told him where my mother and brother were. So that's when he got home to wherever it was at the time. I don't know, because they lived in different places, and had quite a reunion. My brother said that when Dad came in the door, saw Mom, and gave her a big hug, my brother started kicking him in the leg because he didn't know who this guy was.